6 o'clock still. I open it up for public hearing.
Okay, and I'll just review what it is. It's a public hearing for a conditional use to allow retail store located at 1202 South Arroyo Boulevard, Suite A, Zone C4 Heavy Commercial District. That's just south of, as you're going out towards Brownsville, on the right-hand side. And I don't think there's any public.
All right, well, it's 6:01. I close the public hearing. Consider an action to approve the minutes from July 20th.
I move that the minutes be posted as written.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Pass. Consider an action to approve conditional use permit request to allow retail store located at 1202 South Arroyo Boulevard, Suite A, Zone C4 Heavy Commercial District.
If y'all will recall, we left this area, Zone C4, just because of the access to the railroad there. In actuality, as you know, as you drive there, you see any number of type of businesses that area. So general retail will fit in there just fine with what else is in there. So from staff, we recommend approval.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I motion to approve.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 3, consider an action to approve final plat for Feather Ridge Phase 2.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this is the development back to our south and to the east. It is complete, ready for lots to be sold. It's the second phase of that development, and everything is in order, and engineers have looked over it and approved it, and everything's ready to go. So we recommend approval.
I consider an action to approve the final plot for Feather Ridge Phase 2.
Good. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Consider an action to approve preliminary and final plat for Obama's subdivision.
Once again, if you'll remember, last meeting, we had the issue with the parking. It has been handled. 2 documents have been filed that have on file record where the parking does have the folks, whoever might buy it would have the access to the parking. So all of our issues are resolved. Of course, all the other issues, not the other issues, anything else, the engineer looked over and it's fine. So we're all good for it to be approved.
Is there any legal action that a new buyer can take on that piece of property if something should happen in the future that maybe our approval will maybe come into question?
It should be fine because it is technically, it is filed with the county clerk's office, just like a deed would be filed. So it's on record, and it's just like a contract that's on record, or even if it was, that when we file the final plat, will also be on record. So, should be all legal that way. Turned out really well.
So, Jim, let me ask you, on the revision to the drawing, the final revision, what was updated?
Well, if I remember right, it was, they didn't have enough parking.
Was there?
They recorded the extra parking that they'll need on the document that will be attached to that when it's filed. The documents of the parking are already filed. Whenever that plat is filed, they'll, be, referenced together. And so anybody that purchases a property will have
Okay,
not only reference to the final plat, but also the parking easement as well.
Okay.
And so,
So it is considered one piece of property now?
no, there's two pieces of property. It's just the parking easement is filed so that the person that would buy it could utilize that area to gain parking access. So
Even on the second sale, if it were to sell again?
it says as long as it remains a restaurant.
Okay.
So yes.
Unless they don't sell it as a restaurant.
Correct. And then it would be a different use, which we would have to go through a lot of other things anyway. So we understand that. I would imagine the property owners at some point in the future will work something else out on some more property or something. I feel certain. But at least this takes care of the problem immediate and for the foreseeable future at the restaurant.
I mean, I guess the biggest concern I had was just the legality of, the new owner coming in and putting a suit on the city for allowing something like this to happen with that parking space being so close where there can be an accident or somebody's car can get hit in that little space that was designated. So, I mean, as long as it's filed with the county and you feel like maybe this would not be liable, then I would motion to approve the preliminary and final plot for Obama subdivision.
I'll second the motion then.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, it's 6:08. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.